Hi, welcome to my second video blog. Today I would like to talk about movies. Just like in general, movies. Everybody loves movies. I don't know how many of you have heard about a new Die Hard movie that's in production. I, for one, have always been a big fan of Bruce Willis and the Die Hard franchise. However, I think I have a better idea than just another run-of-the-mill Die Hard sequel. I want to start a campaign to get this film made because it would be awesome, like absolutely amazing. Right, instead of just Die Hard in Beverly Hills. So an amalgamation, a crossover between Die Hard and Beverly Hills Cop. So instead of just a Die Hard movie, you've got a new buddy cop movie. You know, like Die Hard with a Vengeance was amazing. It was a brilliant film. Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis together. That was like great chemistry. It was cool. If they done Die Hard in Beverly Hills, that would be like Eddie Murphy. It'd be like Eddie Murphy and Bruce Willis. That would be a cool like on-screen duo. The storyline could be like fairly straightforward. Well, so they're both cops. They end up on a job in Beverly Hills working together. Pretty straightforward stuff. Would be like pretty interesting. Maybe if they got what's his name, Judge Reinhold, the guy who played Billy, maybe being the bad guy. A little bit of a twist in there, M. Night Shyamalan style. That'd be pretty cool too. Well, for those of you that know me, I'm a massive Marvel fan. I've got Marvel everything. Marvel, DC, etc. I've watched all of the movies. Right, so with the new Spider-Man movie, I thought it was pretty good. Andrew Garfield performed better than I expected. It was a good movie, but there was a few key parts of that movie that I didn't really like. I like being a big comic book geek. There were a few things that kind of annoyed me. You might want to switch off now if you don't want to hear any of the spoilers. Anyway, Captain Stacy being killed off by the lizard in the first movie. Why do that? Captain Stacy, if memory serves, was killed by the Green Goblin. So why kill him off in the first movie? Dennis Leary is a terrific actor. He could have had a chance to have a more interesting character. But just killing him off, I don't understand that. Why do that? It was like a dumb move. Another thing I didn't really like about that movie, I didn't like, I like Martin Sheen as an actor, he's a cool dude and everything, but I didn't really like him as Uncle Ben. I thought the guy last time was way better. And also, why did they ignore the whole wrestling thing? Spider-Man falls through a roof and lands in a wrestling ring and sees a luchador mask and thinks, oh, that's a good look for me. That's not how the story goes. He actually was a wrestler for a time. So the Sam Raimi version might have been a bit more true to the actual comic, which is a bit of an odd one because this new Spider-Man franchise is supposed to be the original storyline, which in part it is because it features Gwen Stacy, which is an interesting route to go down. But to be honest, I don't know. I'm hopeful for future films, but I don't understand why superhero movies feel the need to change insignificant, what they deem as insignificant details, which are fine left alone. Right, my prime example of this is X-Men 3: The Last Stand. That movie had so much potential to be an amazing comic book movie. It should have featured Apocalypse, the Legacy Virus, massive storylines that could have built onto other even better films. X-Men First Class, that was a superb film. It redefined the X-Men to no end, but I did have some issues with that I didn't really like Emma Frost being in it, for instance. How was she in that movie? Didn't really need her in it, because she featured in the X-Men Origins film alongside Scott Summers' Cyclops. Yeah, and she was the same age as him. So how is she like what the same age as the professor then? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Also, I didn't really like Pixie in the movie. You know, like yeah, it's really like interesting having her in it, but you know, at the same time, like why bother? Right. Right, the Avengers movie. Good movie and everything. I don't think it had enough Hulk in it. Also, why did the movie seem like mostly about Hawkeye? You know, he's a fairly interesting character, but he's never really been like that central, has he? You know, it's mainly about like the other people. But still, I was like surprised with Scarlett Johansson's performance in that movie. It was pretty good. Like from her Black Widow performance in Iron Man 2, I didn't really like her. Like she didn't try and do a Russian accent at all. In the Avengers movie, she really upped her game. I must admit, I was impressed. She had my seal of approval. Thumbs up. Yeah, right. So let's get on to some DC movies now. Dark Knight Rises. Pretty good movie. Surprisingly, Batman wasn't in it that much, but it was a good movie. But there was just one or two minor, little, tiny details that did bother me a little bit, like the character played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. His name's Blake. End of the movie, pretty much. He's picking up like a bag of like climbing equipment, and he gives the person his name so he can like collect it. And they say, "Oh, I should use your given name." So it's Robin. So right, he's Robin or Nightwing, but his name is Blake something. You know, why change that? His name could have been Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, Jason Todd, even. You know, but why give him like an entirely new identity? It just seems like a trivial detail to change. But Tom Hardy's performance as Bane was like outstanding. I think a lot of the time like he carried the movie. Christian Bale was like terrific as Bruce Wayne, but Batman I think kind of like lacked a little bit. There was some key issues that I just didn't really get, like when Batman gets out of the like pit, and like where is the pit? The pit's in like the Middle East or something, and he's broke. So how the hell did he get back to Gotham? You know, that's a key storyline, like a key continuity error or a story error or something. Like how did he get back? What, did he hitch a ride or something? And then when he gets back, right, there's all this chaos going on. Well, how does he have time to shave? How is that a priority? Like why is Batman stopping to shave? And also like the eyeshadow, like, you know, right, the whole city's in chaos. There's like a nuclear bomb about to go off, and yeah, I've got time to fucking shave and put eyeshadow on before going and dealing with it. You know, that's not a super attitude, man. That's fucking lazy. Yeah, it's pretty sad. It was very sad, the cinema shooting in Aurora in Colorado. Like my deepest sympathies go out to everybody who was involved. Anyway though, Die Hard in Beverly Hills would make a brilliant movie. Get behind it, people. It would be cool. Like, you know you want to see that movie. Die Hard in Beverly Hills.